Hey guys, today I'm going to do a video of switching engines on my old Montgomery Ward mower. I just keep having small problems with this motor. It always had a surge in it, like the governor's out of adjustment, and I've worked on it, and it's burning more oil now, so I'm just going to switch them out. This motor still runs great, and it just don't have as much power as it used to, so I thought I'd switch it out, and I'm going to probably be rebuilding this motor next summer or the following summer. So that'll be a future video for y'all. This is the motor I'm going to be putting out. This is the motor I rebuilt on that 4-part video series about 3 years ago. This motor is not even broken in yet, so it'll probably smoke just a little bit at first to the ring seat in, but kind of a shame it got scratched up a little bit here and there on it, but I guess that's what you get when it sits around for a while. And like I said, next summer I'll probably be rebuilding this motor. That way I'll have another spare for it. That way if the other one wears out or throws a rod or something, I can get this motor to put back on it. The first thing you gotta do on just about any mower is take the hood off and everything. I'm gonna do this off camera, but you usually just have a couple bolts in the front and a couple in the back here, and not much to it really. So we're just gonna skip that, and I'm not gonna go do this video step by step. I'm just gonna briefly show you everything. And most of the stuff won't be done on camera, but I'm just doing this video because a lot of people was telling me on one of the other videos that since you got the fresh rebuilt engine, you ought to go ahead and switch it out. And since I keep having problems with this motor, so I think I'll take everybody's advice and do that. The only thing I'm going to miss is this chrome air breather. This is the old 1-piece carburetor, and the new engine is going to have the newer style 2-piece carburetor. So if I have any carburetor issues, I might put a 1-piece style back on it so I can use this chrome cover, because I do like that. Okay, at this point I got the hood off, and you can see you can get to everything a lot better now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start unhooking everything from the motor. You can see I got the fuel line zip tied here to this to keep that in place. And since I got a fuel valve, there shouldn't be much gas coming out of the line, but you might want to have a can handy when you pop that off to catch it, in case there's some out of there, come out of there. And I'm probably going to redo this fuel line because this clear stuff starts to case harden after just a few years, so I'm going to change that out. And I'm going to pull this muffler off, but I'm going to put that muffler right back on the new engine. Okay, I got the fuel line loose. You see just a little tiny bit of gas came loose. I already broke the muffler loose. Get that out of the way. Now a couple little notes on this mower. This has the this plate that the motor mounts to, and there's supposed to be rubber bushings in here to cut vibration down from the engine. But you probably don't have this when your mower, because this is you don't see this too often except on the real old mowers. So if yours has that, just take the 4 bolts out and hold the plate on, and the plate will come up with the engine. But if yours don't have that, you'll see 4 bolts that hold the engine on. If you find them underneath there, just take all 4 of them out, and the engine will just lift right off. Now on this one, a lot of them will be a ground wire. They'll hook up here like this. Sometimes it's in different places. This one just happens to be here, so you always want to unhook that. And you'll need to take the double step pulley off here. There's kind of hard to see, but there's a bolt in here, and it's usually 5/8. You take an extension on a ratchet and get that out, and that pulley will drop down. It's usually best to take the belt guard off. And you'll need to take your throttle and choke cables loose. I always like to take care of all the small things first to get them out of the way. And it'll just pull out like that. And your choke, on this type, it runs behind here. But you might have the automatic choke and you don't need to fool with that. So I got several other videos on here on how to do your throttle cables and everything, which I'll probably skip that on when I put the new engine on. I'll go over it briefly after I get everything hooked up. And your kill wire, your shut-off wire, take this nut off here and it'll come out. So I'm going to do these 2 off camera here. And on this side of the engine, you'll have a connector here, and the engine I'm putting on there is a little bit different, so I'm going to have to figure something out on it. And you'll have to unhook your starter wire here. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and take the starter motor off, because I'm going to be putting this starter on the other engine. If you see this is one of them trickle charge things I got set up on there that don't work. Okay, I got everything unhooked. Got all 4 bolts out of the plate. Loosened the bolt on the pulley on there, so hopefully the shaft will pull right out of the pulley. That's the way I've done it before on this. And it worked again. Alrighty guys, I got the engine on the workbench here. As you look at it, my oil seal's been leaking. So it's got oil slung all over everything there. And the valve cover gasket's been leaking. You can look at everything better when it's off the mower like this. See the gasket's been leaking down here too. I never noticed all that. Which you can't see that from the bottom. But it's a good thing I caught that when I did. They could have got worse while I was cutting grass or something, and I could have lost all my oil and ran the engine dry. So, there's another problem. I might have ripped that, tearing that off, taking the muffler off there, but that gasket's torn on the carburetor. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is transfer this plate over to this motor, and you just got 4 bolts to hold it in. This one here's got a nut on it because it kept coming loose, so I'm going to put a regular bolt in it. So we're going to do this right now. Okay, now I got that switched over. It didn't take too long, did it? Now we're ready to put this motor down on the mower here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get the crankshaft in the same position as the pulley. And I'm going to try to line it right up so I don't have to deal with the belts and all that. Just try to simplify things a little bit here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set the engine down on there, and I'll stick the keyway in from the bottom and put the bolt in. It's usually the easiest way to do keyways. Okay, I got it set on there. As you can see, I was having trouble lining up the shaft on the pulley there, and cut that video short there. I didn't know how long it was going to take me. It's best to have 2 people when you do something like this, because it's hard to do stuff like this by yourself. Okay, now on this one I got a washer that goes in between the plate and the frame, and then just got 4 bolts to put in. So I'm going to put these bolts in off camera, and you can see I'm just going to take out this one bolt here, holds the cover on, hook the ground up. Alrighty, at this point I got all the bolts in it. This one's real hard to get to back here. I got them pretty tight. And I just got through putting the keyway and the bolt in the double step pulley on there, which is kind of hard to do like this. It's easier if you can stand the mower up and work on them like that, but try and do this in a hurry. So all the belts is all taken care of. You don't have to fool with taking the belts off or anything if you do it like that. On this type of mower, you got 2 little bolts here that hold the guard on, the belt guard plate, and that's real hard to put back in, so I was trying to avoid that. But it's always a good idea to make sure your belts are working right. It's easy for one of them to jump off like that. Okay, I'm setting up a manual choke on this because I did away with the auto choke when you give it full throttle, because I don't like it set up. What you do, push this cable over until you see your choke's closed all the way, which on this one it's all the way forward. Make sure your choke is off when you're dashed, and tighten this up. I can't do it right now because I got to have both hands to do it. And you pretty much do the same thing on the throttle. All the way over here is idle, and over here is full throttle. Which if you need any help on this, I think it's like a 10-minute video just talking about the cables on these mowers like this, which goes in pretty much depth. And if you need to know about how the linkages are all hooked up, I have another video that goes in talking about it, so you might want to check it out. And it also have another video that shows how to adjust the governor on one of these, which you usually don't have to do, But if you have the carburetor off, it's usually best to do it because it can cause loping if something's out of line a little bit. Alright guys, a few minutes later here, I got the new fuel valve put in here. I replaced the old one because it was real stiff. This one works a lot easier. Put all new fuel line in, new clamps. There ain't nothing wrong with the old clamps, I just like them green ones better. They're a little bit bigger than what I had on it before, so they went on faster. I think I might put a zip tie back here to keep all that together more. I'm leaving the air cover off for right now until I get the engine running. That way I can keep an eye on everything, make sure it's going to be alright. Now I'm getting ready to do the most important thing, put new oil in it. Alright guys, I'm going to do a test crank here just to make sure the starter's working and everything. I got to use my jump start because the battery's dead on this mower right now. Turn the fuel on. Wait a few seconds for that bowl to fill up and hope that nothing leaks. These type of carburetors are known for the float sticking in them. This motor's been sitting for 2 years. I don't see no overflow or leaks or anything. So let's see if it'll start. Like I said, even though this is a freshly rebuilt engine, it's still going to smoke a little bit because it's the rings ain't seated in yet. Well guys, it seems to be running pretty good, so I'm going to put the hood and everything back on it. And here's what this one's looking like. You see there's quite a bit of carbon buildup. You gotta be careful not to get any pieces down between the cylinder there. It was a lot worse than I thought it would be. Here's the head. Quite a bit of carbon buildup there. See what you gotta watch. See how it just flakes off. That's not good because that's what causes the cylinder to get scored. Like them score marks you see right there. That's probably pieces of it already starting to come off. Head gasket. I ain't never had bolts look like this before. Some of them look like new bolts, some of them are old. I guess the head gasket's leaking in certain places. And that's pretty much all I'm going to show in this video. So if you got any questions or comments, leave a comment below or send me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks for watching.